old-timers around New Orleans know if you lose something really good, there's only one way you're ever going to see it again, and that means you got to bribe the St. Anthony poor box. A while back, I lost something. I promised if I found it, there'd be 10 bucks in it for St. Anthony. I'm here to settle up with the saint.
Hey, Virgets, you promised $10. That looks like a 5 to me.
Send us virtuous women, was what the founders of New Orleans kept writing back to Mother France. The men keep deserting their posts to dally with the natives. So the King of France sent the Ursuline nuns, who may not have been exactly what the men had in mind. But these nuns, seen arriving in New Orleans in 1727, paved the way for the marriageable women, the casket girls and their descendants, who would turn New Orleans from a temporary outpost to a permanent settlement.
The Ursuline nuns were the principal players in the history of the city from its beginning. They were the ones who, since 1727, have been educating the women of this community. And as I say, for the first 100 years, they were practically the only source of learning and culture in the city.
The good sisters had come to a rainy place, lush and muddy, with streets wild and dirty. At the corner of these streets, they opened an orphanage, a hospital, and a school for both European and black and Indian girls. Here the good sisters enclosed themselves behind the bars of a voluntary and liberating jail, living a life signifying belief in what can never be touched, only felt. A spare life, but nuns are women in love, and a woman in love overlooks minor irritations. They were not lives of abstraction, but in tune with their times. Here and every day, they dealt with the daily fears and dreams of the societies at hand, whether they were prosperous or downtrodden, old or new. Here the childless brought all their nurturing instincts. Here, 50 years before there was an America, the civilization of New Orleans began. Here the frontier begins to end under the pacifying female hand and heart. In this chapel, New Orleans prayed for General Andy Jackson in Chalmette, and he came back to thank them. Later, it would become the Archbishop's residence for 70 years. And still later, a school for the Italian immigrants of the quarter for another 50 years. It's been visited by a French king and an American vice president, and has housed 2 official saints and no telling how many unofficial ones. Today, it keeps the archdiocesan archives and many echoes.
Words really can't describe the feeling you have to live on these sacred grounds, to know that you had the whole history of the city and the church here, and all these great people that have gone before you. You almost feel their presence here. It's like you're a guardian of history, or like you've been given charge of a treasure to preserve and to make available so that other people can enjoy it with you. And I think that's my great privilege.
This city can be pretty stupid about outside things that can do it harm. But about itself, it can be so wise.
There's no place like this in the city. This is back to the very roots of the beginning of the colony.